Hey Sabrina,
How you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well in the midst of everything.
Exactly. Hi, everyone. I'm Sabrina Myers, and welcome to Eventprofs Together at Home. Today, I am chatting with my buddy Carl, and me and Carl go way back. We used to work together for the same company, and that's really how we met. I would say in 2014. And we were pretty much like kindred spirits who found each other, I
Yes,
would
I agree. I agree.
say.
I agree.
And obviously we're geographically in different places, but we try to meet each other somewhere every year. Usually it's at a trade show.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm gonna throw it over to Carl, who is an event prof himself, and he's gonna tell us a little bit about who he is, what does he do, where he is right now, what the situation is like, and if he's in lockdown, all of that. So on to you, Carl.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you for having me on your show today. I'm
Mhm.
excited. My name is Carl Napoleon. I'm based in New York. I work as a venue procurement manager for one of the largest event companies in the world, now known as Informa Connect. And I also own a global destination management company focused around carnivals around the world called Carnival Jumpers,
Mhm.
where I take individuals to different carnivals to teach them about culture, to enlighten them about the Caribbean and the different aspects of the Caribbean and what it has to offer. It's been
Mhm.
one of my babies that Sabrina herself has seen me grow from scratch to what it is now. And we
Absolutely.
do about 7 carnivals a year, which run from Trinidad, Jamaica, Bermuda, St. Lucia, Barbados, and Grenada. And then
Mhm.
sometimes we do domestic locations like Miami or Atlanta.
Mhm.
Um, as you know, we're in this current situation, which is COVID-19, and look what it's done to me. I have a full beard.
Yeah.
I would never jump on a professional conference meeting with this, but I guess we're left with our own devices.
Yep.
Um, One of the things that I've been finding out, and I've been keeping myself busy, other than strolling through Instagram and creating, planning charts for events in the future,
Yep.
is making sure I have some of my favorite foods in the refrigerator, which
Right.
are one, lemons. For some reason, I have to have a hard lemon every morning
Yep.
because it says that it rebuilds your pH and alkaline.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so it gets your digestive system rolling. So every morning I have a hard lemon, and then I have a cup of tea. I have to have tea every morning.
Mhm.
That's one of the major things, and anything that has to do with eggs for breakfast.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's
protein,
good.
protein for
So
breakfast.
just to reiterate, you are in New York right now. You are in a lockdown situation. Are you
Hmm.
allowed to leave your building?
So we are allowed to leave our buildings, but only to go to places of essential value. And as you
Okay.
know, that can be the supermarket, the doctor's office, but not to travel like from here to a friend's house. If you get caught outside, you're given a fine.
Okay. And are you stuck at home alone, or are you with your partner?
No, I'm with my partner and my child. We've been having a great time, trying not to kill each other.
Yeah. I
you
think
know,
we all are trying not to kill each other.
exactly. I have
So
my
how have you set yourself up at home? Do you have like a room where you can work, or have you set yourself up on the kitchen table? Are you sticking to working hours? How is it sort of working?
So from the moment I moved in, I've always had an office.
Mhm.
So I have a little office within my apartment that I'm able to work at, which is what I'm sitting next to now. And as you can see, my wall and my
Your planning
my
wall, yeah.
amazing quote that keeps me going.
Very
And my
appropriate for now,
yes,
absolutely.
yes, my desk. This is the area I get up. As you know, it always has to be next to a window to take your mind away from things. But I've been working the same amount of hours. I get up every morning at 7 a.m.
Hmm.
I do yoga. That's one thing I've realized. I've gotten into yoga.
Yoga,
So
okay.
in the States there is a program, like, and I'm not gonna just say in the States. I think it's everywhere. Amazon Prime.
Yeah, yeah,
So Prime
definitely.
Videos has their fitness department, and there's something called a 30-day yoga challenge.
Oh, okay.
And if you're registered with Amazon Prime, you can go in there and you can watch it for free, and you can do a actual 30-day yoga program, and it's from beginner to advanced.
Interesting.
And every day you do a video. So you get up in the morning, the videos are anywhere between 30 minutes long, and then you spend the next 15 minutes stretching.
Okay.
And then I start work at 8 o'clock from either answering emails, sending out emails with updates concerning coronavirus and how it's affecting our planning for the near future,
Mm-hmm.
what events are going on, what events we're working, because I do have a staff that works for me for my carnival business.
Yep.
So I usually keep them updated as to like what the plan is, how we're communicating with our guests, which is very important because we don't want to create the mass hysteria or add to it, but also we don't want to take away how important and it is to stay home and to follow the procedures that they're giving us, you know, and just meeting an equal balance where we're not scaring our guests, but also at the same time keeping them very informative.
I like that. That's really, really good. Yeah. And it is a balance at the end of the day, isn't it? Right now, that's pretty much what we all have to try to strive to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
So like you mentioned, I guess I'm going to pull out what I think your answers are going to be in terms of
Yes.
3 daily essentials. I'm going to say yoga.
Yes.
I'm going to say eggs.
Yes. We have to have eggs, protein on the plate all the time.
And I'm going to say lemon. This is very interesting.
Yes.
I have not heard
Yes.
that. I'm going to actually Google that after this. So
3 different combinations of things.
yeah, exactly. I like that. Okay, cool. And now, so obviously you've come to realize that you like yoga. Is there any other sort of habits or things that you've come to realize now that you've been in this sort of lockdown position for a few days?
Not really. Not really. I'm a creature of habit. So
Yeah.
the same things that I've done every day for the past couple years are the same thing I'm going to do now until somebody introduces me to it. I'm not really a big TV person, so I'm not going to be sitting around watching Netflix all day.
Okay.
You know, it's more about keeping my mind busy. So I'm usually on the internet reading about something that interests me. I think one of the latest things that's interests me is real estate.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, I'm not the type of person that just goes and just, you know, let me look at a real estate website or a building. I literally went out and brought a whole book on land
That's amazing.
trust, privacy, and profit.
So I guess
So
like go big or go home with Carl. That's
go big or go home. So that's one thing. I've always been like a reader, and I want to try to gain as much knowledge during this time
yeah.
that we have off. As you know, in our industry, our time is very flexible.
Yeah.
At one moment, we can be considerably busy.
Yeah.
And working on at least anywhere between 2 to 120 events.
Yeah.
And then at times it's a slow period where it's a waiting period to get responses back. So we have to find ways to keep ourselves busy. And one of them for me is reading.
Absolutely. So you would say that's in terms of any recommendations or anything you've been watching or doing that brings you positive vibes. I would guess obviously it's the yoga, it's reading and looking up on the internet and all sorts of real estate, which is interesting. You're going to be the next real estate mogul, hopefully.
Listen.
And is there sort of, you know, like with me, I've been actually following all the celebrities that are going live and seeing them perform. It's actually been really nice because it's been kind of making them a lot more approachable than, you know, having to buy a ticket and go to a concert. I can just switch on my laptop and watch Chris Martin perform just for me.
That's
so
true.
That's kind of brought me joy every single day. So, but that's really cool. What are you doing from a wellness perspective? I mean, physically you're doing the yoga. From a mental perspective?
From a mental perspective, I just I don't over dawn on how things are right now. If I want to sleep in the whole day and not watch TV or read a book, I don't become guilty that I'm not using my time efficiently. I feel like everybody is either preaching the fact of how bored they are with nothing to do, and then the other crowd is saying, well, read a book, use this time to elevate yourself and educate yourself. And at the same time, that's all good and great, but how about you just not do anything?
Yeah. Why not?
It's okay.
Everyone has their way of coping, you know.
Yeah. And so sometimes we forget that we're in a rat race. And from the moment we get up, we're working all day long every day. And then we get the weekend and we say that the weekend's not enough because we hang out with friends and we go drinking and we do laundry and all that stuff. And this is a time where you actually have nothing to do. We don't really get to say that. And I know it's kind of hard for people to take that into consideration because we are being forced to have nothing to do.
Yeah.
But, you know, take this and take this lemon and make some lemon juice with it. You know, just
Absolutely. Absolutely.
enjoy it for what it is for
True.
now.
True.
For now.
For now, exactly. And are you practicing any form of digital detox? Because obviously now there's a lot of content being given to people and online, and people are consuming a lot of content online in all manners and all forms.
Yes. So I try not to read anything that's posted on Facebook or Instagram. Being owning a company, I do have several WhatsApp chats that are focused on the different destinations that we go to, and then these chats have a life of their own because we have a bunch of influencers in there.
Yeah.
And one thing that you realize during this time is fake news is big news. Yeah. And there's so much fake news circulating. You know what I mean? So I concentrate on the things that are important to me, and I stick to that.
Yeah.
And every now and then I'll go on BBC News and I'll sit down and I'll watch what's going on just to get an update. But as far as I'm concerned, I try to keep the negativity out.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll start my week off on social media Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then once Thursday, Friday, and the weekend hit, I'm literally not looking at that feed.
Excellent. That's good advice. I like that. Now, once you are no longer in this lockdown position and you can leave your building and go somewhere, where are you going to go? What's the first place?
I'm going to my mom's house to get my son.
Yeah.
And to hug my mom.
Oh. Yeah.
That's literally it.
Yeah.
I understand, you know, we travel a lot. Being in this industry, there's so many places that I've been. I think I've hit 62 countries.
Amazing. Yeah.
In my lifetime. So I'm not really in a rush to feel like I'm missing much of a lot, or feel like, oh, I have to be on a plane to go to this destination. That's our lives.
Yeah.
Being in situations like this makes me think about the smaller things like family.
Yeah.
And just knowing that should this have been worse, there's certain people that I wouldn't be able to touch or see or speak to.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's one of the number one things I want to do once this is over. Just visit close family and friends and just sit there and not expect anything, not do anything.
No, just bask in the glory of just being around people that you love.
Love, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's what I want to do.
And that's exactly what I'm going to do too. So, except my family live in London, so I'm going to actually have to get on a plane and go see them and be like, you guys, like, I didn't want to, but, but I'm here. And what is the first place, you know, when we can actually get back on a plane and travel again? You know, where do you want to go?
That's so hard.
Well, you are going somewhere in November.
I am. But I'm going because it's work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. But if I had a choice and I wanted to go someplace, it would be Croatia.
Ooh, good call.
Yes.
Very nice. Yes. I haven't been either, so yeah. Let me know when you go. Maybe we can go.
I love it. I've been there for Yacht Week a couple times. Yeah. And I went to Carpe Diem Island just to hang out. It was just beautiful.
Oh, amazing. So, Croatia sounds like a good shout.
Yeah,
and what is, you know, my last question is there any words of advice that you have for all of us Eventprofs that are, you know, for lack of a better word, stuck in our situations at home in lockdown right now?
Yes. Take this time to evaluate how you want to proceed with your future. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to take a note from the book of self-educating. I just feel like as Eventprofs, there's nothing that we can't learn. Mm-hmm. So do some research, understand certain destinations, so that way we're allowed to have more fluid conversations with our clients. Use this time to take that mental breather at moments we can be so busy with different things. Mm-hmm. Go back and review some of the contracts that you've negotiated and see how you could have done better.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good tip. I like that. That's good advice.
Just for self-note, you know? Yeah. And don't be hard on yourself. You're not missing anything. Everything's going to come back to the way it was, and we're going to be right back on this wheel. That's
true. That's true. And that's a very good point. You're not missing anything. You really aren't right now. Everyone is, you know, we're all in the same position.
In a halt. Everybody's on a halt.
We're all in the same boat. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time, Carl. That was
awesome. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And next time, I hope I'm a little bit more kept.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you all for watching the chat between me and Carl. Stay tuned to more event profs together at home. It's a global chat. And if you are an event prof that is in this position, in this boat, and you want to have a chat, reach out to me as well. So again, thank you, Carl. And thank you
Thank
all
you
for
so
watching.
much.
Take care, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.